So it is finally time for the final chapter in these Murakami special edition anniversary drops over at Louis Vuitton, and today we are spilling the tea. We're talking about what I like, what I don't like, and I'm also going to share with you guys when us US-based customers can finally get those wonderful pre-orders in. I think that the Murakami drop as a whole, it's been both interesting and a little bit disappointing, and the cherries drop, the final drop, literally the cherry on top, I've got some feelings, so let's take a look at the lookbook. So with this collection, the leather goods, if you will, the bags, what we're really interested in, these are going to come in about 3 or 4 different finishes. So first off, we have that classic cherry monogram. Now, of all of the historical Murakami drops over the years, cherries was like never my most favorite. Like, I think they're cute, I think they're fun, but at the end of the day, the brown LV monogram with like little drops of red just kind of looks like, you know what I mean? It looks like a meatloaf, in my opinion. I look at it, I just see ketchup drops on a meatloaf. I said what I said, save space. Honestly, now that I've gotten a little bit older, some of these are actually incredibly freaking cute. And the ones that I think you guys are going to be most excited about, let's just kick it off first with the Neverfull. Now, the Neverfull MM, this is a classic size. This is going to be like the in-between size. It's not the oversized GM. It's not the teeny tiny cutesy PM. This is the MM. So she's going to be good for work, weekends, afternoon outings. I don't know what you do with your free time, but this is going to be a good bag for it, if you will. And we've got that super cute cherry there on the front with the monogram. Overall, really well done. I mean, you can't go wrong. It's kind of fun to see some of the more updated shapes with these classic Murakami motifs that weren't around at the time. Because if you wanted a tote back then and you wanted cherries, you had to get the sac plat. And as much as I love the sac plat, I've owned one over the years, the Neverfull just does so much more. So consider checking out the Neverfull. Now, a lot of you are super excited for the Speedies. I know there was some disappointment that there wasn't like a Speedy 25 size. I think you either have to go from like the 20 or jump all the way up to the 30, which, you know, 5 centimeters, not a huge difference. 10 centimeters, that's a big jump. That is a jump, you guys. Unfortunately, this is the European lookbook, so all of my prices are in euros, but the Speedy Bandoulière 20 over in the UK is going to run you about $25.50. So with this one, again, we have that slightly cheesy key belt that we saw on the original Murakami drop. I don't remember the actual cherries having a bow anywhere on the Vachetta. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. Like, it's been 20 years, so I might have forgotten. This one, I think they did overall a pretty decent job. We have the bandolier strap, we have the top handle. It's a Speedy, what can go wrong, right? Like, this is their classic bread and butter silhouette. And for $25.50 for a special limited edition teeny tiny coated canvas bag, is that pricing terrible? I don't really know what the conversion is from euros to USD right now, but it is what it is. A lot of you are going to be jazzed to see the LV side trunk. Listen, the side trunk doesn't do it for me. I loved it when it first came out. I was in my big clutch era. I'm out of that era now. So for me, this one's like not super hardcore exciting, but I know, like I said, a lot of you are gonna love it. Now, this side trunk MM, again, we have all those classic side trunk hallmarks. It's giving soft, it's giving trunk, it's giving fabulous. I do like the red Alcantara lining, which we're gonna talk about here in a minute because it's gonna be trouble for another one of the bags, but hold tight, we're getting there. Stay with me. Now, to finish out this section of the list that, you know, kind of hits, if you will. I'm really loving the Alma, the Nano Alma. I think a lot of you are going to be excited to see that one. The Nano Alma is 2,000 even when it comes to euros, so I'm sure it'll be like, what, 22, 23 here in the States, maybe 18? I don't know. We'll find out when the lookbook drops for us. Super cute. Is it going to hold a lot? Absolutely not. She's Nano. She's cutesy. She doesn't have to hold anything, right? Passenger Princess energy. Now, the one that I'm probably least excited to see on this list is the Horizon 55. I just cannot wrap my head around designer luggage on commercial flights. Now, if you can carry it on, awesome, great, fabulous, good for you. But I'm like that type A personality who is like totally neurotic at all times. And in my mind, if I'm on a regional jet, like a connection flight, they're going to make me check it. And then there goes my $4,200. Okay, it's not as bad as the big rolling trunk, but still, $4,200, a lot of Vachetta for travel. I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me personally. I know a lot of you are going to love it though, so don't skewer me down in the comments. But overall, I mean, the Horizon is super cute. I personally prefer the older Pegasus style just because I'm an OG Louis Vuitton shopper, but it is what it is. Now, bags that I absolutely cannot stand. I already don't love the on the go. I don't. It's true. I've said it before. I know a lot of you love it, but this one really just missed the mark by a hole. Now, I know back in the day they did a lot of clear things, like clear monograms or, you know, like those like kind of clear jelly style bags, and they've done it here on the on-the-go GM. So you're gonna have this massive clear plastic bag. You take this to the beach, you're gonna get all those little abrasions, scratches, these scuff easily. I'd be afraid of peeling, quite honestly. Honestly, not the best use of this material. It does show up on a couple of SLGs, like a little cube thing. Cute, fun, fine, clip it onto your Nano Alma for a little bit more space if you want, but on such a big kind of workhorse bag, it doesn't make sense to me. Now, let me know down in the comments if you own any of these original pieces. Is it still museum quality perfection? Or do you have like those weird white scuffs where you brushed up against a wall at some point? Or, you know, like those little, I have a clear Dooney and Burke tote. That's how I kind of know this isn't going to wear well. And that thing went to the beach twice, looks terrible. It has the Vachetta, check, also on the go. It has the clear with the Dooney and Burke scribble print, I think is what it is. Absolutely terrible. And as this clear like plastic ages, it's gonna curl, it's gonna bend. This bag is not gonna hold its shape. Trust me, if you're gonna spend 3,300 euros, again, I don't know USD, don't come for me. But if you're gonna spend that kind of money, spend it on something that's gonna at least hold up for a minimum of 5 years. This is gonna look terrible pretty quick. Now, another honorable mention, we have the mini square trunk coming in at 9,000 euros, the Courier Lozine coming in at 55,000, and those are kind of like the big hits of the Cherries monogram. We also have a few SLGs, a mini bum bag, which I know a lot of you are going to love. The SLGs are super cute. Again, be very wary. So with these fun cutesy things, I think like the Vivian, like the special holiday print pochettes probably have the same problem too, but you're going to have like some chipping and abrasion with these exterior kind of screen prints. Case in point, I used to have the Groom collection. Like, you cannot find Groom or even original Cherries Panda in decent shape when it comes to SLGs. You can, but it's quite the hunt. It's not easy to do, so just be very wary buying some of these SLGs. Now, let's shift and talk about my personal favorite. This is my channel, I can talk about what I want, but my personal favorite from this collection has to be the denim collection, and we're gonna kick it off with one of the best ones. I'm going to save the absolute best for last for this collection, but one of my favorites is the LVTM Sunset. Now, this is currently just under 3,000 euros. The Sunset, you guys, is absolutely fabulous. This is one of those bags that they brought back, tweaked a little bit, but they did a really good job. This is kind of like, I think, was it the baggy PM from back in the Marc Jacobs era? Originally, it was what it was called. I think I'm 99% certain. But with these, you have that classic LV denim, which everyone loves. You have the Vachetta. You have the little cherries embroidered into the denim. When you open it, you just have the clean denim, no cherries, but you have that special Murakami plaque on the inside. You have the removable strap, which is fabulous. Just overall, guys, this bag is so stinking cute. 3,000 is a lot of money for a denim bag with some embroidered cherries smiling at you, but at the end of the day, this is a really good one. Now, a little bit more up in price point, we have the Venice backpack. This one, she's super cute. Again, has those big koala. It wasn't the koala. What is it? It's like what's on the front of my Maryland. What is that clasp called? Let me know down in the comments, you guys. What is that clasp called? But this one, it's been a little bit more updated, the Venice backpack, since it was originally out in the late 90s, early 2000s. Again, we have the denim interior. With these denim pieces though, be so careful with like throwing like lighter colored accessories or like white sunglass cases in them, because I am always constantly, just like my fear of connection flights and having to check my carry-on, I'm constantly afraid of denim transfer. I've never experienced it. Knock on IKEA simulated wood. Never experienced it firsthand, but guys, it terrifies me. So be so careful with lightly colored SLGs, especially leathers, because that could be a problem. So just use like your LV Brazza wallet and the monogram and your Posh Toilette 25 or 15, whatever it is. Use your coated canvas accessories with some of these denim bags and you should be okay. Another honorable mention that I know you all are going to love that I don't really like is going to be the Neverfull Inside Out BB. When it comes to the Neverfull, I don't know why it needs to be inside out, but okay, that's a vibe, I suppose. Also don't love that it's just teeny tiny. It's cute, but it's giving pointless. I do like it turned right side out with that red leather. Fabulous, but then you're losing the whole point of the collection. So do what you want, I guess, with that bag. There's also a zippy wallet, which is absolutely fabulous, just under 1,000 euros. A lot of you are going to be jazzed for the pochette accessoire. Again, super cute. I love the chain. They did this one right with the rivets across the top. And I'm going to talk about my least favorite. First of all, the cosmetic pouch GM. Nearly 2K for a cosmetics bag. Be so for real. And why does my cosmetics bag have that much Vachetta on the bottom? You travel with this once, leave it out on the vanity at the hotel or the inn, and it's gonna get soaked with the sink water. You're gonna be touching it with makeup hands or oils on your hands. Not the smartest move. Like even I'm like with my Posh Toilette 15 with that little leather tab at the end, super careful because I hate watermarks. I really do. The other one that I'm not going to like, and you guys are not going to agree with me because this is such a popular bag for LV, is the LV TM Kusin PM, just at 4,000 euros. I don't know. I loved this bag. I did. When it first came out, again, that was in my big puffy clutch era, so I was living my best life. I was saving up for one, and then I remembered we were downtown here in Chicago. We had to pop into Zara because I went out without a coat, so I had to buy a replacement coat while we were out and about. Done that way too many times. The lady in front of me had one on, and she had worn it. She loved it. It was a gorgeous bag, but it just looked so rough and sad. And I'm like, and then like kind of like right then and there, I'm like, okay, that is a bag that doesn't look like it's gonna age too well, and it's already kind of giving like late 2000s energy, like late 2010s, like 2016, 2017 energy. Like it's starting to look a little dated. I know it is a fan favorite, so you're totally going to disagree with me. And if you love this bag, amazing, good for you. It's just not for me, but it's there if you want it. 4K. Now, the denim collection, I didn't have a whole lot that I didn't like. I know we talked about a lot of the pieces. Of course, there's the little key pouch. You've got the keep all bandolier. But the one that stole the show, and I love them for it, was the Speedy Soft 30. And what I love so much about this one, you have the denim and the cherries, you have the red croc, you have the fabulous gold trim. This is giving Sac from Moi from like 20 years ago, like Marc Jacobs, Murakami era goodness. They nailed it with this one. It is absolutely stunning. For 9,000, I wish they had more photos. Like, be so for real. I'm not gonna basically give you the, you know, the down payment on a new car and not have more than one photo to pre-order. But overall, really beautifully done. If it wasn't Birkin money, like if it was like half the price, I would be tempted, but 9K for a denim bag. Crocodile doesn't cost that much, so don't even try and justify it. Now, this next section we're going to talk about is over the top, stunning, gorgeous, or is it problematic? We're going to cover that. But before we dive in, hey guys, my name's Caleb. I post luxury and lifestyle content here on YouTube and over my website, curatedbycaleb.com, where you're going to find a full lifestyle blog, store, and if you want a little bit more access, which I mean, who wouldn't, right? Consider joining the membership. Hit that join button down below, or scan this QR code if you're on your TV at home. Join the membership. You're going to have members meetups, which we have an exciting one coming up soon that I'll be announcing. We have the private Discord, private members only lives. They also have first look at everything that goes on my website. So consider joining, and I have a couple of exciting announcements coming up in about a week or so. I actually have my own Louis Vuitton unboxing coming. I finally marked off one of my like holy grail long searched for bags. You guys are gonna be blown away. Guess down in the comments if you want like what I got, what collection it's from, what year it's from, like what era. Spoiler alert, it's Marc Jacobs. Be so for real. Guys, I've wanted this bag for so long. I cannot wait to share it with you. And I've also found a new place to shop, which we're going to cover in that video as well. But for this video, let's get back to business. We need to talk about the Capucines, right? So with the Capucines, we have a few really good iterations, and we have some that are just like ho-hum, like whatever, I could have done without. So the first one that I absolutely love is this picnic style. We have the cherry denim on the little flap up at the top. We have the red trim, the wicker basket body, the chain strap, which has the red leather woven through it. Overall, beautifully done. Bravo. Applause. This next one, I'm looking at it and I'm trying to see, like, other than the chain, oh, I guess there's a pocket on the inside. I think that the LV really misses the mark when it comes to the Capucines bag. In my opinion, they should be treated kind of like the Lady Dior. Really go all out. Like, get some artists to work on it. Like, really, like, go that next level, especially if you want this to be like your number one, like, biggest hot bag, the most expensive bag in the lineup. Like, the Capucines just, I wish they treated it differently. They just need to take it a little bit more seriously, in my opinion. So throwing on this typical chain and a few cherries, not exactly the application I would be expecting for $6,900. Now, another one that I am like, what? Not loving is this mini dance coffret. Oh, I take it back. My bad. So this is like a striped one with cherries on it, but then when you actually get into it, it is stunning. So what is this even made out of? Okay, so this one's made from intricately woven raffia with vibrant 3D cherry motifs embroidered over the top and LV initials highlighted in gold tone hardware. It then sits in its own little trunk. Okay, I'm back on board. It's cute. It's giving perfect summer energy for 48,000 euros. So do with that what you will. My least favorite, other than the black one, has to be the red one. I just think that the cherries kind of thrown on doesn't really do anything for me. Kind of another missed opportunity as far as the Capucines go. Now, when it comes to this final part of the collection, and I'm going to tell you when you can pre-order all this, just hang on, stay with me. This collection, be so careful with. This is going to be the white monogram with the red cherries. Some of these, like this mini Alma BB, they have actually put in a red Alcantara interior. And when did we see this last with a white bag? If you're thinking of the original multicolor drop way back when, 20 plus years ago, you'd be correct. So over time, you've got a couple of problems here. First of all, you have the white exterior. That's going to be a little bit harder to deal with. It's going to show scuffs and wear a lot quicker. Then with that red interior, historically with the first run of the Murakami multicolor pieces, we saw that that red interior bled through along the seams and almost made kind of like a dried blood color, which is not the vibe. Eventually they did fix that, like they figured out what was causing it. They redid the bags and it wasn't a problem anymore. But LV 20 years later, do we trust them to still be using that same material if it costs more? Probably not, so I would just be very careful with some of these pieces. Now, some of them don't have the red interior, so if you wanted to do like the Speedy Soft Bandoulière 30, you're not going to have that red interior, but again, you're going to have to kind of work around with this denim interior, so be so careful. Heed my warnings there. Now, this one also has a really weird shoulder strap, which just looks problematic. It's like rounded and weird, so I don't think storing that is going to be terribly easy. Another bag that I could have done without in this collection is the Pochette Métis East West. I know East West is hot right now, but again, we've got all the problems with the red interior, the white exterior. The cherries are super freaking cute, and I do love the chain strap, but again, buy this one and be cautious. Now let's round things out with the twist bag. These are actually done in epi leather, which is fabulous. I do like that they did like an applique cherry over them. Wondering how that's going to wear, but super cute. With this one, the twist lock was originally done, was that on the opera bag? Way back in the day, not the opera bag. But there was an original twist and the lady actually had to sue LV because it was only allowed to be used for that one bag for that certain amount of time. When they brought back the twist bags again and reused that lock, she said, hey, that's my design. She sued them and I'm pretty sure she won, which is kind of just a fun twist fact for you. Now again, we have the red interior. This one's going to have like the cute little mirror inside with the denim. Super fabulous. And then lastly, we have that little plastic cube I was talking about. Again, it's not going to age well. It's going to look like crap pretty quickly. Super cute. And at 600 euros, a much better price than the on-the-go GM. Now, when it comes to accessories, we've got a lot of really good scarves and bandeaus. Some of the cherry placement is a little strange on the large scarf, the square 90. You've got upside down, right side up. It looks kind of more like an afterthought. I wish they had just done the cherry monogram in the center with like a red border. I think would have been nicer with maybe like a couple of cherries just interspersed, but overall, super cute. And this is going to be a good way to buy into this drop without spending a lot of money. Again, we have the bandeau, which is cute. The chains are fun. I know a lot of you love like the bag charm energy, so this chain would be a really good way to kind of get some of that cherry energy into your bag without spending a fortune. And I like that it's kind of minimal. We just have the cherries on the one side, the LV monogram and gold in the center. Super cute, well done. Now, the bag charm that I love, and my husband said the same thing, like I didn't even mention it. He was just like, I love the one bag charm. It is this cerise bag charm. They're smiling, they're fabulous. It's almost reminding me of the bag charm that I missed out on, Jack and Lucy from The Nightmare Before Christmas. That is like my number one LV regret over the years, is not getting that when I could. Priced at $550, it is going to be a battle to get this one, but I just love, it feels much more elevated than the Coach one that we've seen for the last several seasons. I'm sorry, I said what I said. Don't hate me. This one is so cute. I love the enamel work, the little gold LV. It almost reminds me of cell phone charms, which I miss being a thing, right? We also have the denim iterations for the scarves and the bandeaus. So you could get a scrunchie for 290 euros. This is a little bit less than the Hermes scrunchies we were talking about on my live last week. Kind of cute. Maybe. So with this collection, we also have the straw hat, which I think is going to be quite the vibe. So imagine this poolside or down at the beach. Absolutely fabulous. We also have the cerise earrings, which are super cute. These, we have the smiling faces. It's much like the bag charm, but instead of the green stems, they're just gold, which is going to be a little bit better on the face. You don't want like a whole lot of green going on, I guess. Apparently, who knows? I just love their little smiles. They're so derpy. Now, we also have some more scarves and silks and socks. Socks? Oh, come on. Do we really need designer socks? Please be so for real, says the guy with Casablanca socks sitting in the drawer that he never wears. Don't judge me. Now, when it comes to shoes, I just want to point out a couple. Now, this first pair, the Sherry mules, they remind me a lot of the Bottega Veneta mules. And the other shoe that I wanted to point out was the Lily mule. Now, LV originally had the denim mules way back in the day. They're actually featured in the very first episode of Weeds during the soccer scene when Nancy trips the kid. Love that energy. But with these little cherries on the heels, don't they kind of remind you of the Loewe balloons that we saw last year? Kind of fabulous, a little over the top. I'm curious to see how the cherries would wear long term. Overall, super freaking cute. It looks like dad platform sandals are still a thing, so buy those while you can. Those are only 1,200 euros, but still super cute, kind of giving like that Marc Jacobs platform energy from the 90s that we all loved. And guys, that really wraps up the collection. So you're probably wondering, okay, Caleb, we loved it, we liked it. how do we buy it? Now, for my US friends, I'm gonna hold your hand when I tell you this. Only Prestige can pre-order, and apparently that's gonna be May 1st. The rest of us peons are just gonna have to wait until this whole thing drops globally, May 22nd. So May 1st, my Prestige friends, good luck, best of luck to you. May 22nd, the rest of us, the normies, if you will. Now with this collection, I think of the three, and I'm so surprised, again, red is not my favorite color. This is probably one of 3 times you've seen me on camera wearing red. I would have to say that of the 3 Murakami drops that we were blessed with in 2025, this one's honestly my favorite. Of all the Murakami drops over the years, Cherries was always my least favorite. It just looks like meatloaf with ketchup drops on it. I cannot unsee it. But when it gets down to the denim, I think a couple of the Capucines were done really well. The accessories, super freaking charming. The shoes, honestly pretty cute. For this one, it was the most cohesive in my opinion, and it didn't feel rushed. I think the original multicolor drop, for many reasons, was kind of rushed. There's been a lot of drama around that, so if you guys want me to do a Louis Vuitton deep dive on that, I can. That would be absolutely a ton of fun. But a lot of you were reporting like your pre-orders were canceled after months after you paid. Were they just using these funds to kind of beef up Q1 numbers? I mean, it is late stage capitalism in 2025. I wouldn't be surprised. Of all 3 Murakami drops, the Cherries, this one was the most realized. There wasn't too much, like it wasn't overloaded. There wasn't a whole lot of superfluous junk. It was just like straight to the point, like this is what we made, this is what we have. And a lot of it celebrated the original silhouettes from the first drop, minus the sac plat. I wanna know what you guys think. Will you be pre-ordering? Can you pre-order? Are you a Prestige client? Or will you be waiting in line May 22nd? Did you like this one more than the multicolor or the cherry blossom? It's kind of wild to me, like here on YouTube and on social media, I have very rarely seen videos about any of these drops after they've happened, like people showing them off, people actually wearing them. I haven't seen them in public yet. Granted, I haven't gone out much lately, but I haven't seen anyone wearing any of these pieces in public. So I'm just curious to know, like, was this a success or was this like a drummed up hype machine kind of thing? Let's get a conversation going. Until next time, guys, stay safe, have fun. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.